The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. How did this all start? Good question. 2014, I wrote this down in a notebook. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And I was just writing raps at the time, going through the motions, doing shows and things like that. But I realized that something was missing. I was called to do something else. I always had a voice, and shout outs to my mom, my dad, stepfather, stepmother, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, and cousins, my whole entire family. And my day ones that, seen me just flourish, but I knew that something was missing. The pandemic hit in 2020 was a crazy year. It allowed me to sit in the house and just reflect on everything that was going on. July 5th, I took that leap of faith and made a motivational video. And I had a conversation with one of my friends, and we was just talking about just the things that we was going through. I didn't know that Monday was gonna lead to Tuesday, that led to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. Each and every single day I was doing motivational videos. Tired, upset, angry, whatever came to my mind, whatever God told me to do, I just did. So I say that you just gotta obey. You gotta realize that direction is more important than speed. A lot of times I got confused because I was focused on likes and wants. Instant gratification, Instagram and TikTok, and how things just happen in a matter of seconds. We're like, wow, what do we do? What do we say? Only reason why I decided to do my podcast is because I didn't see myself in the news. And I didn't see anything positive happening. I was tired of hearing about crimes and people losing their lives and just a whole bunch of negativity. So who's going to change the narrative, or who's going to create something for the future generation to look forward to or look up to? I realized that I was once that kid that, was hard-headed, wanted to do things my way, wanted to listen to reply as opposed to understand. But I'm grateful to get my high school diploma and my college degree. And that took coaching. That took doing the right things. As a proud resident of Prince George's County, there's no place like the DMV, there's no place like PG County. And I realized being who I needed when I was younger is very important. But being who God called me to be is the ultimate goal. So if I were to take it back to how it all started, it was motivational videos that had me build my confidence. And people will say things that you may not like. People may do things that you may not approve of, but you gotta keep going. You gotta realize that joy lies ahead. You gotta be good spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. And you gotta be willing to lose friends. I ain't gonna lie, in this space now, there's some people that I used to rap with and stuff like that. And we still cool, but it's just different spaces. And what I'm realizing is elevation requires separation. I met a lady named Kimberly Marshall, that's my big sister. She's a mentor to me from Dare to Be Different. And when we locked in 2021, she saw a lot of potential in myself that I didn't even really see. So we started doing community events together. We started feeding the homeless in DC. We did the Dave & Buster's event. And then we also did a back to school event as well. And that was 2021. So I went from talking on my podcast to actually doing things in the community. And it was a game changer for myself. And it's not bragging or boasting, it's just seeing what people see in you that you may not see in yourself. So to that person that is feeling down and out or angry and upset and not knowing what either he or she can do, don't quit on yourself. Don't throw the towel in. Count yourself in. Because a lot of people will count you out. but you gotta count yourself in, and you gotta show up for yourself. And sometimes it's just the things that you have to do that you don't want to do that's going to take you to the next level, because you came too far to throw it all away. You came too far to look back. So you got to turn up your hustle and turn up your focus. See, me, I like to be organized, so I got to write it down. Journaling was something that was key to me. If I wrote it down and I saw it every day, I know I could apply it. And we know that information is nothing without application. So to all the young brothers out there too, you don't got to run around and feel like you less than and this, that, and the third, because you are what you entertain, that attract. So the music you listen to, the people you hang around, it definitely plays a role and a factor. See, me, sometimes, my younger self, I was hanging around people, but I didn't know why they would be around me. I didn't know. But then I had to realize, like, you got friends, you got classmates, you got associates, you got all types of people that come in your life. But the people that add value to you are the people that you want to hold on to. Those are the people you want to build relationships with. It's more so, how can I help you, as opposed to what can I gain? Because relationships are more important than money. And you also have to realize too, there's days where you ain't gonna feel like doing it. Because I've been through a lot. I lost some people, outgrew some people, and I had to tell myself I was gonna be okay, even when I felt like crying or breaking down, because it's just who you are as a human being. So you gotta be good spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. And like I said before, journaling, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And even in the Bible, it opened my eyes to a lot of things too. Chapter 3 of Proverbs, verse 5 and 6, not leaning to your own understanding, instead seeking God and acknowledging Him, because He's gonna straighten out your path. I'm a firm believer of that, because there's times where I just want to do things my way and operate in my flesh and operate and just do the things that I felt like doing without seeking His help or His counsel. So in order to create, you gotta tap into the Creator and know that, the best is yet to come. So all of these events and all of these things that's been transpiring for myself, I could just sit back and just be like, it's all God, because He wrote it down. These are the things I was supposed to do. I just was a little too late to the call. So those people that are wondering what your purpose is in life, like, answer the call and pay attention to those signs, because you'll see some signs, but you got to move on them and realize, like, even when you don't want to move on them, because once you do that, it's like step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4 to all these other steps. So embrace your journey and never feel like you got to compete or compare. All you want to do is just be able to be yourself, regardless if you're doing it ugly or you're just starting or you're just beginning. Realize that you're important, and that you're a vibe and you're amazing, and you can do absolutely anything as long as you put your mind to it. So just a quick backstory on everything, like my professor, shout out to Dr. Thomas, Bowie State University, I was taking this class, acting for the camera, and he had asked me what I wanted to do when I got older. My dream was to be a broadcaster and talk about sports and NFL and NBA, because that's what I love to do. But I didn't realize that I needed my younger self, or was going to tap into the youth, until he really said, you could do it for real. So I was like, what, you crazy? What you mean? What you talking about? I ain't going to do this, or I could work with kids. And he saw that. So don't sleep on yourself. And then I realized the interactions that I have with kids, I think of myself every time I interact with a kid. So my message to the youth is, stay in school, stay focused, find something that you like to do that's positive, that's going to be able to inspire the next person. And whoever inspires you, whether it be a family member, your neighbor, whoever that person may be, hold on to that and think of that in everything that you do. So, I know it's crazy, I know it's rough, I know it's tough, but for the community, we got to start being a neighbor to our neighbor. We got to really start checking in and realizing, yo, we can connect the dots. It's a simple, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? Are you good? You good? Because you could be overreacting or overthinking, but you still got time to get back in your bag, get back focused, and get back on track, because your situation will change when your mindset does. So don't let your environment in the hood or wherever you at, don't let that define you, because you're not that place, you're not that situation, and your past has nothing new to say, because you're bigger than that, you're wiser than that, and you're stronger than that. I was told no so many times. People made fun of me for how I rapped and the fact that I always was like just rapping about something positive, or why don't you rap like this, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that. And it grew frustrating for me, because people were just telling me what to do, and I'm like, how you gonna tell me what to do if you never walked in my shoes? And it's not to brag or boast, but it's like they don't understand what God puts, in front of you, or places in your heart. To speak is a blessing. To work with youth and help youth is a blessing, because it's something that I truly enjoy. And it's not about the money, it's about the passion. It's about the impact. It's about the relationship. It's about long term, not short term. So when I think of Jason Borsigo, I think of an African American man that's half Haitian, that battled so much adversity, who had so much expectations placed on him as a child, going from private school to public school to structure to no structure, realizing that he had to get everything together, that he had to find himself and deal with people. And public school is not a bad thing. Shout out to Charles Herbert Flowers High School, and shout outs to all the schools, the public schools worldwide, because it's not a bad place. I think it gets a bad rap, but it's not a bad place. It's how you actually find yourself and how you deal with all types of people. There's people that's good, there's people that's going, everybody is a good person, in my opinion. It's just that their decisions and what they decide to do that tells the right and wrong, per se. But I could definitely say that Charles Herbert Flowers High School and Bowie State University made me the man that you see right now, because I learned so much outside of the classes I took, from the teachers, professors, principals, and everything. I learned so much. I learned a lot about myself. I had to install grit. I had to install intelligence. I had to, listen to understand as opposed to reply. I had to think quicker. I had to move with intention. I had to move with purpose and vision and focus and all of that. And I learned a lot. And I'm grateful for all the people that helped me along the way. Good, bad, and ugly, I appreciate it all. And I'm grateful, because God is just constantly showing me, who I can become. I think a lot of us are stuck on who we are and what we did. But my challenge is to do something that my future self will be proud of. So when we think about generational wealth, what are we really doing? What are we really leaving behind? I want to leave something behind. Grind Hard, Dream Big is not just a podcast media thing, it's a lifestyle. Empowering others through positive words and positive actions. Empowering our youth through positive words and positive actions. And showing them that there's ways out. There's positive ways out. A lot of them want to start businesses. A lot of them want to be influencers. A lot of them want to do amazing things. We have to tell them that they're essential. We have to tell them that they're dope. We have to tell them that they're amazing. And there's nothing that they can't do. And be able to meet them in the middle. Be the OG. Be the person that's going to correct them and respect them. And not neglect them or forget them, because they need your help. It's a simple conversation. See, I know when I talk to youth, I let them know, hey, it's cool to listen to Young Boy. It's cool to listen to J. Cole. It's cool to listen to Glorilla. It's cool to listen to whatever type of music you want to listen to. But understand that you got to have a balance. Making sure that the positive outweighs the negative, so you can have something to look forward to. And that's what I do. I make sure that they focus on the positive. How you interact with someone. How you can help someone. Just having this energy. So I'm just blessed beyond measure. And I always remember Philippians chapter 4, verse 13 as well. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And that verse, it just, you can apply it to anything, to any situation, anything that you're going through. But my favorite in the Bible is Deuteronomy chapter 8. Deuteronomy was written by Moses. And it was talking about the Israelites and how you could be in the wilderness for a long period of time. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we all been through the wilderness. Where it's like, man, okay, why am I in this struggle so long? What is it I'm not understanding? What is it I'm not seeing? It's knowing that you're doing things, but you need more direction. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Because guess what? We all needed help. And being in that wilderness, it'll teach you a lot. I did a lot of things alone, and that was cool. And I realized I was trying to get connected, and that was cool. So, you know, doing events with people, different organizations, and meeting so many people, I realized that was cool. But I never wanted to be prideful. I never wanted to be egotistical. I just wanted to do right and just add value to every situation. So to everybody that I was able to work with and plan on working with in the future and decide to work with, I just say thank you in advance for seeing this person that you have grown to know and love today. And that we're going to do the work and we're going to continue to grind hard. We're going to continue to dream big because it's in us to be who we needed when we were younger, to set the example, to set the standard, to set the expectation, knowing that joy lies ahead. And going back to Deuteronomy chapter 8, being in the wilderness for a long period of time, you'll find yourself, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and acknowledge that. And become more self-aware. The challenge for me was being intentional. I used to just move just to move. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jay, do this. Go ahead, Jay, do that. And it'd be like, all right, bet, say no more. But then I realized, I'm like, man, what did I do that for? And I would beat myself up so much to the point where I'd just be like, man, I ain't doing enough. But to the person that feels like they ain't doing enough, you are doing enough. And you can do so much more, and you will do so much more, because I'm believing in you, and I'm rooting for you, and I appreciate you. So realize that you are what you entertain and not attract. And don't let the wilderness beat you up, because everything has a season and everything has its reason. And you have to learn your place with people, places, and things, because it's very important. And what I learned about it as well is I'm just grateful to have the resources that I have, to have the people that came in and out my life who taught me certain things. And you can never stop learning, because life will never stop teaching. And like I said, that book was written by Moses, and it's one of my favorite books in the Bible, and it's a reference for myself, because no matter how far I go, I'm going wherever God wants me to take it. Whatever He wants me to do, I'm going to go ahead and do, because at the end of the day, it's for His glory and His honor, and He's going to get it anyway. So let's not be selfish. Let's start being selfless, and let's start appreciating everything around us. When I think of gun violence and I think of all these things, I'm like, there's so many things that's going on in our world, but we all need God. We all need hope. We all need inspiration. We all need motivation. We gotta put the guns down, and we gotta pick the books up. We gotta show them a better way. We gotta be role models. We gotta set the example. We gotta set the standard. I know I said that before, but it's very, very vital that we do. Because if we don't, who will? And we can't let social media influence and dictate and raise the next generation. There's nothing wrong with Instagram. There's nothing wrong with TikTok. It's just so much information out here for them to process, and they can't process the information. So I challenge everybody that is working with community or that's working with youth to really take a deep dive into that ocean, to explore for yourself as you're swimming and you're seeing different feats and places and locations and things of that nature to really see what they're really going through. Let's put ourselves in their shoes to really see what they're going through, because they may be caught up in the trap and making it seem like all they know is the streets when the sidewalks is right there. Or they may feel like, I'm here and this is all I see and this is all I know. Let's expose them to different things. Let's show them a better way. So I challenge you, whoever's watching this, I challenge you to be a neighbor to your neighbor. I challenge you to help a kid or help a person, because all it takes is one reach. That's it. Knowing that you tried and gave it 100% and nothing else. Because all they really want is a conversation. All they really want is somebody out there that knows that they care, to meet them where they are. It don't matter where they at. Just be willing to meet them where they are and take them where they deserve. So if they want better, show them better. If you do better, you'll know better. If you know better, you do better. Y'all know what I meant to say, but I'm just saying, as far as that goes. And, you know, culture is very interesting right now. We got to start supporting each other. We got to start helping each other up. I know with the Ja Morant situation, and I know with the Zion Williamson situation, those are two different situations, but accountability is very important. So let's hold each other accountable. I'm praying for Ja Morant. I don't know him, but I'm praying for him, because influencing, realizing what you can do out here and your potential and your ceiling. Just make sure that you guys have accountability partners, people that can correct you and direct you, tell you when you're right, tell you when you're wrong, and, you know, just continue to add value. Same thing with Zion Williamson. You know, being an athlete, I can only imagine, it comes with a lot of responsibility, but to do what you do professionally and handle yourself professionally off, you know, the sport you play, it's very vital. So accountability is key. A mentor is key. For those that are looking for mentors, go find one. Whatever space you're in right now, whatever field of work you're in right now, go find one. Because like I said before, you can never stop learning, because life will never stop teaching. I wake up, I say a prayer, then I start my day. I turn on the news, people wilding out, it's not okay. Generation lost, some crying for help, some preach unity, but they caught on self. You don't shoot the shot, then fail to follow through. Don't sell yourself to the streets, you're not a prostitute. And lights in that dark room, I'm trying to spark a few. Question of the day, what really bothers you? They want us just to stick to the norm. No matter the forecast, prepare for the storm. Conditioning is everything, this world that we live in. Visions of making it. They want us in a prison. Drugs being sold, pills being popped. Youngest building Tetris nowadays on the block. Money gotta be made. And rolling loud, real live, about how you're stuck in the maze. Build your resume, make more than minimum wage, and no law, they throw you in a cage. GPS yourself without the ways in. When you read a book, take your time with the page. P's and Q's, stay on your toes. Know your worth, your friends and your foes. I hope you got it down packed so you won't fail. And pardon me, this is a story I tell, yeah. Cause if we come together, I would imagine no more killings and those distractions, less captions and more actions. I know I gotta be the one to make it happen. Everybody talking about the NFL. The truth be told, they just making it sell. Black players, but the owners be white. Kneeling don't do it, you gonna really pay the price. America's right. What's really wrong? Doing something for self or proving the system wrong. The youth dying, people can't man up. Man, we animals in the jungle, they scam us. Don't apply and get the job. Stuck on IG, the houses and the cars. The MLK really marched this far. You ain't gotta be 21 to handle these bars. I know that sounded like, you know, some spoken word or just rap, but those are my thoughts right now, y'all. I can't lie to y'all. It's a lot that goes on and we gotta be the change. So let's advocate for this change. Let's really be who we needed when we were younger. I'm just forever grateful. I want to say shout outs to my family, shout outs to my mentor, Miss Kimberly Marshall, shout outs to Jeffrey Young, shout outs to my guy Cal, shout outs to everybody that seen me from day one be this person that just was very, very vocal, that's just transforming. I was, I am, I'm becoming. I'm gonna say that again. I was, I am, I'm becoming. I want to let everybody know that you're a vibe, you're dope, and you're amazing. There's nothing in this world that you can't do, and I'm super duper grateful for everybody that has able to add value in my life. There's so many people to name, but I just want to say I appreciate each and every single one of y'all, and we're gonna continue to grind hard. We're gonna continue to dream big, because the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. 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 I said you up and I'm up. Let's get it, let's get it, let's go.